Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel, guys. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing good, guys. I'm Jamie Phillips, and I am going to take you through Jurgen Klopp's embargo at press conference from the other day, guys. And there's some things I need to get off my chest because I have been getting abused on Twitter like you wouldn't believe. Um, we're gonna have to talk about some stuff. There's people on this. There's people commenting on my videos that are having a go at people that come onto my channel that have views that they not agree with, that is out of order. I'm going to chat about it all today because I've had enough, guys. I've had enough. I've had enough of all of it. I've had enough of this football club. I've had enough of this fan base. I've had enough of everything. Now, I was I made sure I didn't do this video yesterday out of respect for the 97. Obviously, it was the anniversary of Hillsborough yesterday, and out of that respect, I didn't do any video at all yesterday out of that respect. So I'm doing this today, and yeah, I'm fuming. I'm proper peed off, man. I'm proper peed off. Big up everyone in chat. Bruno, Andy, Stubbsy, how you doing? Pond, Elf, how you doing? Jen, Joshua, Doug, Psychedelic, Danny, Redbird, everyone in the house. Hope you're all doing well. John, Reventa in the house. The Cloppites are after me. Yeah, it's just everyone's after me. You're not allowed an opinion anymore. This football club does my head in. I ain't gonna lie. This football club does my head in. You know, uh, I don't get it. I'm going to go through the whole lot today, guys. I'm going to go through absolutely everything. So, guys, you better put, if you've got a seatbelt, I'd strap in there, guys, if I was you, because, yeah, I'm going to go mad. I ain't lying here. I've had enough. I've had enough of all the little bitches. There you go. No, 4 minutes in, swore already. No monetization. Don't care for this video. I've just had enough of all the little bitches. All the little bitches around. You can't say that. You can't do that. Oh, how can you say that against Klopp? Klopp is the Messiah. No, he's not. No, he's not the Messiah. He's just a naughty little boy. That's what he is. Can we stop with all this rubbish constantly? But yeah, I didn't do the video yesterday because it was the Hillsborough tragedy. Obviously, the anniversary of Hillsborough. The 97 deserve respect. Their families deserve respect. So I didn't do a video yesterday. I don't think a lot of Liverpool channels did. So out of that respect, big up all Liverpool channels, big up all the Liverpool fans, big up to everyone, and especially the families and everyone who lost somebody in that horrible tragedy. Football football fans should not go. Football fans should be able to go a game of football, enjoy a 90-minute game of football, love the atmosphere, drink some beer, eat a pie, go with your dad, go with your best mate, go with your family, and then go home afterwards. That unfortunately weren't the case for 97 human beings on that day. And it's just a tragedy and should never ever happen again. And I don't care who you are. If you sing about Hillsborough, if you're a rival fan singing about Hillsborough, if you're a rival fan singing about the Munich disaster, if you're a rival fan singing about any football disaster in football, you're a scumbag. You're the biggest scumbag in the world. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's people in my chat right now. If they sing about it, you're a scumbag. Anyone that sings about the death of somebody, in my opinion, is a scumbag. And there's that petition going online, and people have been signing it. There should not be any of these songs at any football ground anywhere in the world. Go to football, have a bit of fun, have banter. That's all fine, but don't sing about the death and the horribleness of people. What is wrong with human beings these days? It's a game of football. Why are you bringing that into it? It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And these people have got to grow up or don't go to football. Anyone caught singing these songs in football grounds again, just take all their tickets away. Ban them from football grounds for the rest of their lives. As long as they're on this planet, they can never go to a game of football ever again. Just start banning people. If people will start hearing it in the songs in if away fans start singing about the tragedy at Anfield, it's not hard to find who they are. It's the away section. Just go to the whole away section and throw them out the ground. Just get rid. Just get rid. I'm sick of hearing tragedies being sung at opposition grounds as a form of banter. It's pathetic. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop right now. It just needs to stop. And I'm not just on about the Hillsborough tragedy. There's so many tragedies in football that have happened since this game's been going, and it's everything. It needs to stop. Always the victim song needs to stop. It needs to stop. You just got to ban these people. Get rid. It's not hard. It's the away fans. Just go and get them, chuck them out. Never let them go to a football game ever again. Let's clean this up. As I said, I'm all for football banter, because football banter, you can't have football without banter. It's part of the process. But singing about the death of people is not banter. It's not banter at all. You're just an absolute scumbag human being. It's as simple as that. And all love to the 97, guys. All love to the 97. And much love to the 97, of course. That's why I didn't do a video yesterday. Big up Bruno in the house. Big up Andy. Big up Keegan. Big up Stubbs. Big up Redbird. Big up Psychedelic. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. So, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to play some of Jurgen Klopp's Embargo press conference, yeah? I'm going to play a part of the Embargo section from Jurgen Klopp's press conference, because it's all right reading what Klopp said. It's all right reading what Jurgen Klopp said on Twitter. But sometimes it's better listening to the words that come out of his mouth, the tone that he says things in, and all that. I think that's different than reading what is written on Twitter. All right, so we are going to play that right now, guys, because I'm done out here. I'm just done out here. Let me find where I put it. There we go. Ready, guys? Let's listen, and then we're going to talk.
About the budget comes from our owners, and the other decisions they have to come from us. So if the budget is the budget, then you have to do what you have to do. So that's not that difficult. I don't understand it. So if there are a lot of things are important in football. The budget is important, and then timing is important. Knowing when things can happen is important. Like kind of guarantees are important. If we go for it, will we get it? It's important. If you put too much focus on something you only might get, then all the rest, the market could be gone. Theoretically, these kind of things. So these are important things. So it's a normal thing. It's much easier to sit in your chair in that moment to judge it and say that's not enough, then on the other side to decide what you use the money for. That's it.
So what point of this did you realise how big the rebuild was going to be? I mean, it's something showing what happens.
Why is that sound so bad? Is anyone hearing that sound? I don't know why the sound's so bad, but there you go.
The first thing is when you are convinced about something and you want to do it, then you need to create a feeling while the process is happening that it can work out. If you don't have that feeling, then it just holds you back. Then you cannot fight for Kylian Mbappe from now on and say that's the only offensive player we want, and realize then in the end he goes to Real Madrid or stays at PSG as an example. But that makes no sense. So you know that's the prices. Maybe you know it or maybe you don't know it, and prices change over times and stuff like.
Right. It's because it's embargo. That's why there's a sound on it, by the way, guys. That hush sound you can hear. Right. I'm just going from you. Like, this is what the difference is by listening to Jurgen Klopp in the press conference, yeah, to reading what he says on Twitter. There's a massive difference. So, to everyone in the chat right now, does Jurgen Klopp sound depressed? Does he sound upset with what's going on, or does he sound like, yeah, this is the way it is, and we just carry on? What do you think in the chat, guys? Because I listen to this. I'm listening to this with you guys right now, and by the sounds of it, Jurgen's just like, yeah, you guys know we have a budget at this football club. This is the way it is. I'll run the team the way it is, and we carry on. You know, he does seem fed up, but I've got to admit, I can't remember the last time I saw Jurgen Klopp happy in a way. So, he could be fed up for many things. The team is crap at the moment. Everything's terrible. I'd be fed up as well. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong here. I'd be completely fed up as well. If I was promised Jude Bellingham and I'm not getting Jude Bellingham, I'd be fed up. But we're going to talk about Jude Bellingham later because Liverpool are still going to get him, and I'm going to tell you why. He sounds depressed, but yeah. It's people made out. Do you know what it is? People made out that Jurgen was going mental, and that's the problem. And he's actually not. It's calm.
Like this, and that's it. So we have just to make sure we have to make decisions for the team, for the club. We have to make these kind of decisions, and we cannot dream. We cannot be angry if you don't get this or get that. There's no chance for it. Why should that? We cannot discuss things you want to discuss all the time in public. What kind of situation would that be? I react like a supporter or like you and be, oh, how can I do this and how can I do that? And he doesn't get this and he doesn't get that. Who cares? We have to sort it. That's all what we have to do. It's not, for us, it's not fun. Like, oh my God, they find him great. Or but that's our life, our business, what we really have to put right. And it doesn't help if I ask for something and don't get it. And then I say, yeah, then I don't want it anymore. So with him or not. That's just rubbish. That's not okay. So I'm too much a professional. You are in this business. You make sure that's what we can do. Fine, work with it. Done. That's it. And make the best of it. Go about on a training ground. In this moment, it looks like if you sign these players, everything will be fine. This player, everything will be fine. If you sign this player, oh my God, we cannot really. If we really want to play football again, that's based on other season we are playing. I understand that, but imagine now I would fall into that trap as well. And I would say, yeah. Ooh, these guys obviously don't want to see them anymore. And now let's make 12 changes. And then, yes, we have to build a new team and these kind of.
Right. I know what he's saying, right? I know what Jurgen Klopp's saying here, right? I get what he's saying. So basically he's saying, look, we're not signing Bellingham that the fan base wanted, right? But I'm okay with it. I've moved on. I'm a professional. That's what Jurgen Klopp is saying here, right? So we can't always get angry. Jurgen Klopp here is saying, I'm a professional. I'm getting on with it, right? The fans need to get on with it too. That is basically what he's saying, right? And then he's saying, Jurgen's not a stupid man. He's obviously heard the rumours going online about Mason Mounts and Gallagher's and stuff like that. And in his opinion, these players will help the team. But he's saying here the fan base is going to be upset with it because we want player A, we want player B, we want player C. And he's basically saying, guys, these players are good. So this is what I'm trying to say to everyone. It's very obvious that Klopp and FSG or whoever's in charge of all the transfer stuff have had a meeting, a discussion about players they're going to try and sign this summer. And Jurgen is happy with the players that we're going to sign this summer and the players we're attempting to buy this summer. But the fan base, what he's basically saying is going to be angry because so-and-so player can't play for Liverpool because we're Liverpool. That's what he's saying here, guys. That's what he's trying to say. But no one listens, right? This is my problem with Twitter. No one listens. They just make up their own stuff. They make up their own stuff like he went against the owners. He's not saying anything against the owners whatsoever so far from what we listened to so far. Not one word out of his mouth has gone against the owners or gone against FSG or anything like that. You know what I mean? Nothing has come out of that. So this is what I'm saying about people that make stuff up all the time to fit their narrative. Jurgen has not said anything of the cause of any of this. It's so silly, man. People just make shit up. It does my actual head in, you know. How much people make up about stuff. fit their own agenda. I've got no agenda here, man. I'm a Liverpool fan. I've got no agenda to FSG. I've got no agenda to Jurgen Klopp. My only agenda is to my football club. I don't sit here every day and go, oh, FSG this, FSG that, and Jurgen Klopp's the Messiah. He can't say nothing wrong. No, I'm not like that. I've not no agenda. There's too many people in this fan base right now with such a built-in agenda for the love of one person and the hatred for another person that when they listen to stuff come out of someone's mouth, they want to listen to it in a different kind of way to fit their agenda. And that's where I have a massive problem. Because I don't have the agenda and I'm quite neutral in this. I just hear what I'm hearing and I'd say it as it is. Then, yeah, I get had to go at all the bloody time.
But it's not like that. It's not that heated. It's a normal situation, like it always was. You're interested in a player, you think about a player, you have to check if it's possible or not. It's not possible. So, and the things you write are so often so far away from the truth. It's unbelievable. And not because you want to lie, just because you follow something, what they're saying. It's unbelievable how far away you are. That's the only thing I wish for you. One day be in my role, knowing what's happening and reading what you're writing and thinking, poor, really? No. Why should I? Why should I? It's just in general. It's in general. You just should. It's fine. It's no problem. I have no clue what was written this week. I didn't follow what was written this week. Is that you take that now as criticism? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What I say is the world is full of news. Sorry, I didn't want to criticize you. Honestly, that was not my intention. The world is full of news. The world we are living in, full of news. And you know, in other subjects, how often is left and right of the truth. And in our situation, people probably think, so the prices are very often not even close, things like this. At one point, they might be right, I don't know, but most of the time, they are not. That's just a situation. It's fine. It's part of the business. And I have no clue why we talk now like this about it, just because you asked the question how the process is. You know how the process is. Exactly. What you want to know from me, if I sit here and I'm angry on our owners because we cannot do this or that, I'm not. I don't agree all the time with everything we do, but I'm employed here, and I'm not here to be angry about things, but work out or will not work out. Now, if I'm angry, we don't have all of a sudden more money and whatever sources to do everything. The way we did the things in the past is the way we will do it in the future. That's the way. I cannot change that. So, and nobody could change that, by the way. Bring a new manager. He sits there, gets the numbers, and from here we go. That's the situation. And it will not change. It's fine. We were pretty successful with that. It was absolutely okay that we didn't win the 4 things last year, but had nothing to do with the transfer market.
Right, there you go, guys. From his own mouth. So can we please stop all this BS on Twitter now? All Liverpool fans, please go and listen to Jurgen Klopp's press conferences. Because I'm not arguing with any more fans anymore on social media or on my own channel about Jurgen Klopp and FSG. I'm not doing it anymore. He just said it with his own mouth. He just said them own words. Last season had nothing to do with the transfer market. So can we all stop? Can we all stop? He just said it. How is it? Right, this is what I want to know right now. This is what drives me absolutely insane, right? I argue with people on Twitter because I listen to Jurgen Klopp's press conferences. Everyone else on Twitter just takes what is being written, a small article out of, like, I don't know, a 1,000-page article, and they write 10 words on Twitter that they take from that article, and everyone's like, so Klopp went against FSG. He ain't gone against them at all. If anything, he agrees with them. And when I was told, I literally replied to someone on Twitter the other day, right? I said it to someone the other day on Twitter. I said, Jurgen Klopp actually agrees with FSG, right? And I got so many replies back saying, he never said that once. And I went, well, he did. You know, he did. So I don't know what you're listening to. And they go, well, I didn't hear that once. I never heard him say that. I never heard him say that. And my reply was, oh, well, I never heard any of the words you guys are quoting about Klopp's press conference that come out of his mouth, because you're just making stuff up that fit your agenda. I've got no agenda. My agenda, my sole agenda is to that. That is my sole agenda right there, guys. This here, the badge, Liverpool Football Club. That's my agenda. Not Jurgen, not FSG, no one else. The badge, the club. That's my agenda. Yeah? People, oh, they just take stuff out and make up things. Look, another one. He said he doesn't agree with everything. He doesn't, and it doesn't help when he doesn't get what he wants. Now, when's he said that? Because we're listening to the press conference right now. We're actually listening to it right now. He also said last season had nothing to do with transfers. Yes, we know the budget. The budget is the budget. He also said he doesn't understand when fans get angry because, as he said, we know what the budget of this football club is, and I'll work with it. Right? So he didn't say any of that. You just make up your own things for your own agendas. It does my poxy head in. Of course, he said he doesn't agree with everything we do. What boss doesn't? So, have you got a boss that you agree 100% with everything they do in your job? Of course, every manager doesn't agree with what every owner does. I'm sure that Pep Guardiola doesn't agree with everything their owner does. I'm sure Klopp doesn't agree with everything their owner does. But everyone's taken that snippet of like, he doesn't agree with FSG, and run with the heels of it. But they've not I never saw anyone on Twitter yesterday or the day before go, last season had nothing to do with transfers, when everyone's been going, well, if we bought this player or that player, we probably would have won the quadruple last year. Because that's what I'm trying to say, agendas. People drive with them massively. God's sake, it pisses me off. These Kloppite fans. I swear, there's more fans of Jurgen Klopp in this fan base than there is a Liverpool Football Club. And it drives me absolutely mad. It drives me absolutely mad. Yes, he doesn't agree with his owners. But guess what, guys? He's staying at the football club. He's staying at the football club because he's happy here. Do you reckon so he doesn't agree with them on one hand, but on the other hand, he's happy at the football club and loves to be here. So if he was totally unhappy with his owners, guys, if he hated his owners as much as you guys think he does, right, he wouldn't stay at the football club. Why would you make yourself depressed? Why would you make yourself get mental health issues? Why would you make yourself all this and that if you don't want to stay at this football club? Doesn't make no sense. So yes, he doesn't agree with some things he does. Yes, he probably wants a more budget. I'm not saying he don't. Probably does want a bigger budget. I want a bigger house, but I've got to live in what I got. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's saying. Yes, he wants a bigger budget, but he knows the football club and he knows that ain't going to happen. But guess what? He stays at the football club. Why do we just pretend that, oh, Jurgen's the Messiah? It does my poxy head in. God's sake, this is what I'm trying to say, guys. My agenda is not to Jurgen Klopp. And Console Master, big up to you. Much love. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just fed up. My love isn't to Jurgen. My love isn't to FSG. My love is to football. This football club, this badge. This is all I care about. Yeah, I'm 41 years of age. I've watched this team since I was 10 years of age. I've seen many crap managers, many crap moments. I've also seen tremendous moments in this football club's history before FSG and Jurgen Klopp even turned up to the club. Yeah, I've gone through it all. Right. So my agenda's to the badge, not to Klopp, not to FSG. I've already titled the video FSG out, Jurgen Klopp in. So I'm all for Jurgen staying in his football club above everything else. My whole thing on this video is that people make up stuff for their own agenda. It's as simple as that. There's FSG in people that are making stuff up for their own agenda. Then there's FSG out people making stuff up for their own agenda. I'm just telling you my thoughts and how I'm laying it on the line. And it's doing my head in. Yes, he don't like the owners sometimes. I don't like my managers sometimes. I'm sure you guys who've got jobs, yeah, Sometimes you don't agree with the way your job is being run, but you've got to do it anyway because you're just a member of staff. Yeah, you haven't got the power there. You're just a member of staff, but you stay at that job because you're like, I actually enjoy my job. I like my job. Yeah, I don't agree with everything my owner says, but he's not the worst owner in the world. He gives me time off when I need it. It gives me, the paycheck is actually quite good. It's feeding the family. I've actually got a good lifestyle, but I don't agree with everything he says. Maybe sometimes we could change the work style a little bit. Maybe we can afford to buy something in that helps our lives a little bit easier in our jobs. But at the end of the day, I like where I work, so why should I complain? That's basically what Jurgen's saying, guys. Yes, he doesn't agree with everything FSG tell him. Yes, he wants a bigger bank balance. Not a big bank balance, a bigger transfer balance. Of course he does. Of course, Jurgen would love 300 million to spend this summer. What manager wouldn't, right? What manager wouldn't? But at the end of the day, he's not going to get upset about it. Jurgen's not going to get upset about it. He said it himself. I will stay at this football club. I love this football club. I like working here. I love this place. And we'll try and go again next season with the players who are going to go in. We've got to break it down, guys, and stop using the agenda stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've saved all your super chats, guys. I'll read all your super chats in one go after I finish this press conference bit, guys. All right, and we'll get to more stuff then. But I have saved all your super chats just to let you know. I'm not ignoring them. I promise.
And enough players or whatever. Or maybe people think if we have this player, then we have a point more or whatever. That's possible. So, but that's the situation. Again, it was no criticism. I just say it's a heated thing, and whatever they have now today see 12 midfielders or whatever, which we could sign stuff like this. Yeah, fine. There are a lot of good players out there. Honestly, there are a lot of good players out there, and we are interested in all good players. And some of them, hopefully, will end up here. That's all.
You said yourself, you're a professional, you've got a job, you concentrate on that. The job is quite clear that you've said already it's a rebuild, and there are at least 3, 4, 5 players leaving in the summer which you will need to replace. Liverpool can't go out and spend 300 million like Chelsea did or Manchester City have done and Manchester United have done in the past. So you signed for 3 years to do that rebuild. Is it possible to take Liverpool back to the level you have
We as
those 3 years with the budget that you do?
For us, playing football to be successful, yes, that must be possible. Of course, it's possible to play much better football than we do this year. Yes, it must be possible. But other teams have the opportunity to improve as well. So, but that's a completely normal thing. So if you are first on the table or second on the table and you bring in new players, so that's obviously not a bad situation. So we are in a moment, what are we, 8th or whatever? So we bring in new players. If we are 6th, 7th, or 5th, then we are already better than this year. But of course, that's obviously not our aim. Yes, we can become a team again where nobody wants to play against, and that's a starting basis. You don't have to be the best football team to win the league. You don't have to be the best football team to win anything. You just have to make sure you agree on the way you want to play and go from there and make something special of it. So that's what you have to be. And all the rest is always the same. And I get it. It's every year. Best years we had this discussion.
All right. Oh my God. I agree, Klopp there. I'm not going to disagree with Jurgen there. What you're saying. Big up, Jurgen. I'm not disrespecting Jurgen or anything like that, guys. You got to remember it. I'm not disrespecting Jurgen or anything. As I said, I'm Jurgen in, but what that tells me is that he thinks this season is just a blip. I think what that tells me, Jurgen is convinced that this season is just a minor blip, but he knows we need reinforcements. He's not a stupid man. and he knows we need reinforcements. I think he thinks, right, this is what I think, right, guys? This is what I think on it all, right? We've got people that make up their own agendas when they listen to things. Let me this is what I think on it all, right? This is what I think on it. No worries, Jen, I'll do it soon. This is what I think. He knows the budget of this football club, right? He knows the budget of this football club, right? So what if he knows it and us fans know it, why are we always getting upset with it at the end of the day? Nothing's changed in the 10 years FSG have owned Liverpool Football Club, the 12 years Liverpool have owned FSG have owned Liverpool Football Club. The budget is the budget, guys. I don't know why we get upset about it every season. It is what it is. We all moan and groan every year, but it's the budget. It's what we got. It's our owners. I don't agree with it. We should be spending more money, but it's pointless arguing about it anymore, guys. It's really pointless arguing about it anymore because I know this summer what our budget will be. It'll probably be around 150 million. Next summer, it'll probably be around the 100 million mark. It's always going to be around that mark. I mean, we spent 100 and not something million this summer. It's always going to be around the 100 million pound transfer market, right? That is what our transfer market is, right? Our budget is. It's going to be like that every single summer, guys. So I don't know why we argue about it anymore. There's no point. What is the point? Until FSG leave or they get massive investment or they sell the football club or anything like that, it's never really going to change. And I think what we do as fans, right, we look at Jurgen Klopp as, look, I'm going to say it right now. A lot of people look at Jurgen Klopp as the messiah of this football club, yeah? Klopp of Nazareth, as John said earlier, right? And they look at him and think he can't do no wrong, right? Jurgen can't do no wrong. He's putting up with what FSG doing, right? Part of that's true. But Jurgen does make a lot of mistakes. Let's not sit here and pretend the man's perfect. I mean, we're 8th in the Premier League this season. Let's sit here and not pretend we're perfect, yeah? He makes mistakes. He does, yeah? Jurgen Klopp loves being an underdog. Jurgen Klopp doesn't like being the number one team in the country, as far as I'm concerned. He likes that underdog spirit. Even when we were the number one team in the country, when we won the Premier League, he tried to make us still sound like underdogs going into games. And just that's the way he likes it. That's the way he likes coaching, the way he likes training. He always wants to be that sort. I've got no problem with that. No problem with it at all. As long as we're winning stuff, I don't care. Really don't care about that attitude. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. But then we can't then go that and moan, like people go on Twitter and go, oh, Jurgen Klopp is calling the owners out. He's not really called them out. He just says he doesn't agree with them. He didn't sit there and go, right, John W. Henry, Turn Werner, you're making my job impossible right now. He's not really saying that. He could have a chance to say it any other time he wants. He could say it whenever he likes. Jurgen Klopp is so powerful. What people don't understand is, yeah, that Jurgen Klopp can say these things, yeah? This is what people don't get. Jurgen Klopp could sit there in a press conference tomorrow and go, the owners are making it too hard for me to do my job, right? He could literally say that. These owners are not going to sack him. Do you know why these owners are not going to sack him? Because Klopp has all the power. They sack Jurgen Klopp tomorrow. Everyone in this community, everyone in the Liverpool fan base, even the FSG in people at the time would all go and shoot down FSG, verbally. They were verbally go and attack FSG to a point that FSG couldn't stay at this football club. So Klopp is more powerful than we give him credit for, yeah? Also, Klopp said them sort of words. We might see a change up in the makeup of our FSG run this football club. We never know. But no one ever, everything seems too cozy at this football club. That's what I keep saying to people. It's too cozy. Everyone's like, oh yeah, back at work, it's all good. No one says anything. Nothing's misplaced. Nothing's done here. Everything's too cozy. You know, Klopp's cozy in his job, man. As I keep saying it, yes, he hates the fact he doesn't get a big enough budget, which is completely true. He hates the fact he hasn't got more money to spend this summer. He hates the fact that he can't go after Jude Bellingham this summer. Of course he does. But what's he done? Klopp's a professional. He's gone, okay, fair enough. If that ain't the case, there's players I really like on our list that we can go for. Let's go for them and try and rebuild the team back up. He said that himself, right? Klopp has just said that in his press conference. So anyone comes saying, I'm lying. I'm not. Watch the damn press conference, right? He said that. Let's go again. We'll try and be a better football team next season. These players will make us better. The players that coming in in the summer, will make us better. We'll be able to play better football, look better, compete better, get to a better level. No doubt about that. He also said earlier on in the press conference that players that they're looking at to bring in are players that Klopp likes. Yeah, Klopp rates. But there might be players that Klopp likes and rates that the fan base basically don't. So like a Mason Mount, like a Ryan Gravenberch, Klopp might be looking at them players and go, you know what, them coming into my team, I could do something with them. You know, I'm looking at the stats and the data and, you know, I could do something with them. And in my opinion, and this is Klopp saying it, in Klopp's opinion, he could make them a better team. He can make them, these players can make my team better. Yes, it's not Jude Bellingham who will take me to another level, right? But these players coming in alike. But the fan base is going to go, nah, what are you doing, Mason Mount? Really? And that's what he's saying in his press conference. And yeah, that. So we got. That's where I am at with this, guys. My agenda's to the badge, the club. It's not to Klopp. It's not to FSG. None of that sort of stuff. I just say it as it is, and people don't like to hear it. People don't like to hear it. Simple as that.
It was never enough. We have to do this, we have to do that, and then we did what we could do. So that's how it is. Again, the situation is clear. You are right. Other clubs can do, obviously, in some situations more than us. I'm the wrong person to ask. I am. That's it. But I'm always sitting here and have to explain it. That's a bit of not so cool, to be 100% honest. It's not my money we are talking about.
Klopp's right. He's not the money man. And I'm going to say this one more time, guys, so everyone in the back to hear me. Yeah? Jurgen Klopp's not the money man, right? FSG are the sole blame at this football club, yeah? The sole blame at this football club is FSG. There's no doubt about that. Anyone who comes at me and go, you're still blaming Klopp for everything, it's just so... It's like no one listens. I get comments like this after videos all the time. I'm going to start calling people out who say it to me as well. It drives me mad. You're still blaming Klopp for everything. You're still blaming Klopp for everything. This season, yeah, because he's the manager. Who do you want me to blame? Yes, FSG are the core problem at this football club, not giving him enough money. But he just said it himself. Last season wasn't about the transfer market. A lot of people were moaning about the transfer market last season. We didn't buy A player. We didn't buy a B player. You know, we only bought Canate and stuff like that. Klopp said it himself. It had nothing to do with the transfer market last season. He was perfectly happy with the squad, right? He said that in bloody self. He didn't say it in code. He weren't saying messages or snide digs or hidden messages that people were listening to and going, oh, that's not what Jurgen meant. You know, I've seen people say when Jurgen looks to the left, he's trying to get lies or making sure he can say something. It's just mad. It's mad. I don't get it. I don't get it. People literally do, though, Bailey. People literally do go on Twitter after a Jurgen Klopp press conference, and they will listen to it with their own ears and then make up something. They will go, oh, that was in code. That was definitely in code. I get what Jurgen's telling me there. Jurgen's telling me something. Maybe no one else can hear it, but he's telling me something. And it's like, it's just madness. Just listen to his damn press conferences, guys. So all you got to do, just listen to his press conferences and it'll tell you on there. It'll tell you on there. Yes, He's not happy with the owners. Fair enough. Fair enough. But at the same time, he's not unhappy enough to leave this football club. All right? So you got that there. You got to balance this out, guys. You've got to always, when there's a debate and an argument, you have to balance it out. So over here, Klopp is upset and angry at his owners at the moment, right? Over here, he's not angry and upset enough to leave this football club. Okay? Let's get that right. And then I love it. When you debate that against people that are just so got on the agenda, they go, well, why would Klopp want to leave this football club? He loves his football club. And I can't be doing this no more. I can't be doing this with people when they say this to me constantly. So you might love it, man. You might love it. But if you're saying it's as hard for him, what makes me laugh is that people believe Klopp hates his job. This is what does my head in on Twitter, especially. People act like Jurgen Klopp hates his job. Like he hates waking up in the morning and go, oh, I'm still in Liverpool. I'm still working for FSG. I've got to go to AXA now and train with these shit players. And, I can't be doing this every day. That's how people think Jurgen Klopp reacts. Jurgen Klopp, as Fozzie says there about Fozzie, Jamie, when he signed, he knew what he was signed for, mate. That's wasted it. Exactly. Jurgen loves the football club, yeah? He also doesn't mind working under these owners. Seriously. If you literally thought he hated the owners as much as we hate the owners, I don't think he'd still be at this football club. Why would you be? Why would you? Like, Jurgen Klopp's not... We call Jurgen Klopp an elite manager, yeah? If Jurgen Klopp was an elite manager, he could literally go to any football club in world football right now, get the budget he demands, right, and build another empire, right? Easy. But maybe he don't hate the football club. Maybe he don't hate the owners as much as everyone wants him to. As much as the agenda is driven that Jurgen Klopp apparently despises the owners and the owners make his job impossible and blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah, maybe he don't feel that way. I love the fact that people think they know how Klopp feels. I don't know how Klopp feels, but maybe Klopp don't feel that way. Maybe, like, you know, I think I like this job. Yeah, the owners are not giving me what I want, but they give me enough. And enough is enough. You know, that is basically what it is. I think that is basically what it is. Jurgen knows he's not getting 300 million summers, yeah? Jurgen knows he's not he wants a 300 million summer. Of course he does. What manager wouldn't, right? But at the same time, if he's going, right, I'm not going to get 300 million this summer, but I'm going to get 120. If I'm going to get 120 million this summer and that's the budget, do you know what? I'm actually all right with that because I can buy some good players. We've just got to scout better. We've got to do our data work better. That's all it is. That's all I've got to do. And he's happy with that, guys. So we've got to stop this agenda-driven nonsense, yeah? Yes, we know FSG are the root cause of the problems at Liverpool Football Club. Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah? They don't give Jurgen enough budget. But at the end of the day, Jurgen Klopp has been here for 8 years, guys. 8 years. From year 1 to year 8, the budget has been exactly the same. Why do you think, guys, why all of a sudden do you think Jurgen's upset like he woke up after 8 years and gone, shit, it's the same budget? No, he knows the budget. He knows what's available. You know what I mean? Also, at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if, like, you look at Chelsea, yeah? In my opinion, if you was a Chelsea fan right now, would you be happy or pissed off? If you was a Chelsea fan right now, because they spent 600 million in two windows, the summer transfer window and the winter transfer window. They have spent 600 million. They are even below us in the table, and we're terrible. And they play awful football, and they've had 3 managers. 3 managers have been in charge of Chelsea Football Club this season. They've had Tuchel, Potter, and Lampard right now. Yeah, 3 managers, and they spent 600 million, right? And they're below us in the table. They play dead football, right? Do you reckon Chelsea fans are happy right now? They're probably depressed, man, because sometimes money and the amount you spend is not always the key to success. Not always. Yeah, people will come at me, oh, but Jamie, some of the players I bought are quite young and they'll get better. That's still ifs. That's still ifs and buts. It's not facts. Is Mudryk going to get a lot better? Maybe, maybe not. But they spent 100 million on him and put him on an 8-year contract. Enzo Fernandez, I can guarantee you right now, is probably going to be the most successful player of all the people Todd Bowley has bought. All the people Todd Bowley has bought so far, Enzo Fernandez is probably going to be the superstar. Could you just see it, right? But they still spent a lot of money. And can you imagine if Liverpool spent 600 million in 2 transfer windows in one season, yeah? And we were 10th in the Premier League. And people were still going, well, it's not you. What would people say then? I want to know, what would people say then? Would you still go and go, oh, it's nothing to do with Jurgen? I don't think Jurgen would buy some of the players Chelsea have bought. Really don't. I really don't. 85 million on Fofana. 85 million on Fofana. I don't think Klopp would go for that. I don't think Klopp would go for that kind of buy. I don't think Jurgen would look at Fofana and go, I need him for 85 million. I don't think he would. I think Jurgen Klopp is still a very shrewd businessman in the transfer market. I think he looks at exceptional players for good prices and think they're worth it. Get them. Virgil van Dijk for 75 million was worth it. Fofana is never going to be as good as Virgil in his lifetime. 85 million. Sterling brought back for 50 odd mil. Are you joking? We're having a laugh here. I mean, come on. It's not always how much you spend. It's how wisely you spend it. I keep saying this. Liverpool could spend 100 million this summer, yeah? Liverpool could spend 100 million this summer and spend it really wisely that we go competing again the following summer. You never know, guys. You never know, because everything is ifs and buts. We spent 130 million and got Jude Bellingham. Say the news the other day is that the Bellingham deal to Liverpool is done. Yeah. Dortmund accepted terms on the 1st of July when the transfer window opens. Jude Bellingham will become an official Liverpool player. We'll all be going, yeah, party. Yes, we spent. But then rest of the summer, it's like, well, that's the only player we're buying because we know the budget. You guys wanted Bellingham. You know the transfer budget. Here you go. That's another thing, guys. Again, FSG are the main problem. But again, we know the budget of this football club. We know what we get. If they literally turned around to Jurgen and went, right, Jurgen, you can have Bellingham. You can go and do the Jude Bellingham deal. But I'm telling you right now, that's the transfer budget. That's it done. We can go and secure the Jude Bellingham deal right now. Get it done. He will be a Liverpool player come the 1st of July. But Jurgen, that'll be the only player we're buying because the transfer window, we haven't got the budget, right? That's our budget. Done, right there. And I reckon that's the talks that happened. And Jurgen has took to it and gone, you know what? I'm pissed off with you guys. You've upset me. I am so angry right now because you promised me Jude Bellingham. But Jude Bellingham don't solve all our issues. We've got so many issues at this club right now that need fixing. If we just buy Jude Bellingham next season, the midfield is exactly the same. There is no difference. So we've got to look at it from a sensible point of view, man. We've got to look at it from a sensible point of view. The Klopp would be sacked, Jamie. I don't know if he would, you know. I don't know if he would. The budget is a load of wank. Look, the budget is the budget, man. There's nothing we can do about it. I agree, though. The budget should be far better. I'm not saying it shouldn't, but the budget should be far better. Got some super chats. Big up the boss. You're a legend, dude. You never walk alone. Big up the boss. A big super chat there. And he sent another one as well. We will be back. Keep believing, Copites. Big up the boss. Thank you very much for your 2 massive super chats. I really do appreciate that, my friend. Jen sent a super sticker. Big up, Jen. And yes, I will sort that out, Jen. Don't you worry. Yeah, like, Wolves outspend us. There's teams that outspend us every single year, guys. I'm not worried about people outspending us because I keep saying it all depends who you spend it on. Everton Football Club have outspent us for how many years now? And last year and this year, they keep just avoiding relegation. So it's not always about how much you spend. And people will go, oh, the players Everton have got are actually reasonably good. Well, if they're reasonably good, they wouldn't be in the position they are, guys. There's another factor to all this as well. We overrate footballers. We overrate footballers massively. We are part of the problem as a fan base, not a Liverpool fan base, just a football in general fan base. We overrate players on a massive scale. Massive scale. We overrate players. You know, I've heard it so many times. I keep having this discussion about money spent and like, oh, Everton has spent more than us in the last 3 transfer windows. If you go back the last 5 years, Everton Football Club has spent as much as anyone in the Premier League. Yeah, and look where they are in the Premier League. Maybe because they wasted so much money. Maybe because their players they bought are nowhere near good enough. Yeah, the players they bought are nowhere near good enough. Maybe we overrate footballers too much. Maybe we underrate a lot of footballers. Yeah, maybe we underrate a lot of footballers. And I'll say this again. Gini Wijnaldum came to Liverpool Football Club, right? I remember when he came, there's a lot of discourse saying, why are we buying a relegated player? Big up Henry for your super chat. I'll read it in 1 second. I've just saved it. What? There was a lot of discourse when we bought Gini Wijnaldum. Liverpool fans are like, why are we buying Wijnaldum? I don't get it. Just got relegated, £25 million. Okay. And then, like, to this day now, we're going, oh, we miss Gini Wijnaldum. We miss Gini Wijnaldum. It's just, as I keep saying, we won the Premier League and Champions League and was the best team in Europe with a midfield of Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, and Gini Wijnaldum. Yeah? There was many better midfielders teams in world football. But we built something and it worked. And as I said, Jurgen Klopp's system is a good system when you get the right players in it. That's why I'm not worried about this transfer window. Because if you get players for Jurgen that he thinks will work in his system, then we might see a better Liverpool next season. Yeah, Mason Mount might come to this club, yeah, and everyone's like, Mason Mount, ain't spending this, Mason Mount that. What if Mason Mount works? Right? Big up Sam with your super chat, mate. I've saved it as well. I'll read it in a minute. What if he works? What if Mason Mount works? What are we all going to say then? What if it works? What if we buy Mason Mount? I don't know if we will buy Mason Mount, by the way. I think he might stay at Chelsea. But what if we did buy Mason Mount, guys, and it actually worked? What then? What are we all going to say? What if it worked? Yeah, what if they put Jurgen Klopp found a role for him? He found a situation for him, and it actually worked. Then what? What does everyone come back and say then? This is what I'm saying. Maybe we overrate, underrate. Maybe we have too much. You know, we are Liverpool Football Club at the end of the day. We need this and need that. I don't know anymore, guys. As I said, when we won the Premier League, Champions League, we was the best team in Europe. We had a midfield of Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson. That was our midfield. We also had Milner as a backup, Oxlade-Chamberlain as a backup, and we went on and won things, tore teams apart. No team liked to play us. You know, we bought a Robbo from Hull for 8 million. We bought a Scottish left back from Hull for 8 million. Who was playing for Queen's Park not long ago and still putting stuff on the shelves at Marks and Spencer's. Yeah, bought that kid for 8 million and went on to be one of the best left backs in this country. Yeah, and in Europe. Yeah, but no one rated Robbo before we bought him. I remember he started like, oh, we might as well start Robbo. He's the only left back we got now. Everyone else is injured. That'd be supreme. You know, we've got to be careful sometimes. You know, I've seen the links to Ryan Gravenberch. The links to Ryan Gravenberch look really strong. I think it's John Northcroft who has been the journalist, is very well known, very well regarded as well. So must be a lot of truth in this. If we buy Ryan Gravenberch, I'll be happy. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't seen much of him play for Bayern Munich because no one has. But when I watched him at Ajax, looked a decent player, man. Looked a decent player. He's athletic. He's quick. He can get around the pitch. Maybe he's the player we need. Maybe he's the player we need. Maybe he's that Wijnaldum player. Maybe he's that Wijnaldum replacement. You know what I mean? It's just mad. Be out gang and deep for your transfer, for your super chat as well. I will read them super chats out in due course, guys. They are all saved. Thank you very much. It's just, if we bought Gravenberch, Mason Mount, and one more, you know, is the fan base going to be happy with it? No. Is everyone going to moan about it? Yeah. Is Klopp going to be happy about it? Yes. Does he think we can do better next season than this season with them new players in the team? Yeah. Do we need younger, hungrier footballers? Yes. That is something this football club needs. We need younger, hungry footballers. Look, Mason Mount might have a point to prove, guys. Say we went and got a Mason Mount, yeah? I'm not bigging Mount up, by the way. If anyone's saying that, I'm not doing that, right? Say we went and got Mason Mount, right? But he's young and hungry, yeah? He wants to prove a point to Chelsea Football Club. You know, you let me go and it's a massive mistake. And he proves his point at Liverpool. And we have a great season and Mason Mount's part of that. What we all go come back and say? We can't all go back and say, like, oh, I still hate Mount. What a terrible player. We just have to go, no, we were wrong. We were wrong. Klopp's got a tune out of him. He knew better than us. This is why I'm not really going to get too bogged down in here and now. Yes, FSG are the issue. I can't keep saying that. Yes, if you guys want your Barellas and your Messis and your Mbappes and your Kevin De Bruyne's of this world at this football club, obviously FSG need to go. They're not going nowhere because no one does anything about it. No one does anything about it, right? We'll all buy the new shirts next season because we're Liverpool fans. I don't do all that thing about I'm not going to put money into FSG's pocket by not buying merchandise. I buy the merchandise because I'm a Liverpool fan. I buy the merchandise because I'm a Liverpool fan. You know, the new kit, I'll buy the new kit if it's nice. You know, it depends on kits with me. It's not about who owns the football club. If Liverpool make a nice kit, I'm going to go and buy it. Sometimes I don't buy the kits. I go and buy the training tops because they're nicer. Yeah. But I'll buy the merchandise. Don't care because I'm buying it because I love the club. Yeah. It's just mad. It's just mad. Look, FSG are here to stay, guys, and there's not a lot we can do about it. Okay. Literally not a lot we can do about it. Could Klopp do more about it and push the envelope a little bit more? Probably. Could Klopp and push the envelope a little bit more to show his discourse with FSG? More than likely he can. Does he want to? Not really. And that's where some fans have got a problem now. Some fans are sitting here now going, the longer Klopp stays at Liverpool with the issues around FSG, a lot of the fans are going to be like, well, Klopp must be in bed with FSG then because he's not, you know, he's still here. What if Klopp signed a brand new contract, guys? What if Klopp signed a brand new contract, right? He's got 3 years left on this deal. What if he extended his contract for another 2 years, yeah? Next season. Say he goes, oh, I'm going to extend my contract. What if we have a good year next year? All right, I'll put this to you, yeah? Say we have a decent transfer window, right? We get players in that change our fortunes around, right? And we have a decent year next year. We have a decent year, right? We're back in the top four. We have a go in the cups. We're having a decent year. We try in the Europa League. We get to, like, if we're in the Europa League, by the way, we should win that. I don't want to win no BS. If Liverpool in Europa League next year, I want to win it. Why not? Just go and win a trophy. Just go for it. All right. Say we have a great year next year, right? We have a good year. Yeah. A lot of fanfare, a lot of people chatting. We have a good year. All right. And Jurgen's like, right, I see something happening again now. We've got the players in our summer. Things are starting to happen again. I'm going to extend my contract for another couple of years because I see something happening here. So Jurgen signs his contract, Yeah? If Jurgen signs his contract again, what are we all going to say then? So all the people that are like, Klopp can't, Klopp's calling his owners out. I feel for Jurgen. Jurgen hates his owners and all that. What if Jurgen stayed? Yeah? What do we actually say then? What is the chat then? Because the only chat then is going to be like, well, I don't want to hear no more debates or arguments. I really don't. Even if Jurgen stays for the 3 years of his contract and he doesn't sign a new one, guys, and he stays for the next 3 years, I don't want to hear no argument anymore about Klopp hating the owners, because that ain't the truth, is it? The debate should end. All right, the debate should end. It drives me mad. Let me get to some of these supers, then we're going to talk about something else. Big up, Henry. Thank you very much. Up to 97. Big up to the 97 fans forever in our hearts and minds. Yeah, big up, Henry. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it, pal. Thank you very much. Yeah, big up to the 97. Yeah, and everyone, any football disaster that's ever happened, not just Hillsborough. Much love, respect, everything, guys. Big up, Slatan. How you doing, man? Jamie, if we can't get players in Europe, why not go to South American market? City was able to sign Alvarez, why not Liverpool? We can find bargains. Exactly. We got to spread our knowledge a bit further. A lot of our data analysis is based in basically England and Europe. A lot of the data analysis we do on transfers are all based in our Premier League or in like a German league or a Spanish league or an Italian league. We don't really stretch our data that far. That's something I want the club to start doing more. Start fetching your data to Asia. Start going with data to South America, North America. Let's get our data going across more places in this there's more continents in this world than just Europe. Yeah, there's great players coming out of Asia at the moment. Yeah, look at the geezer from Brighton doing bits. Best left winger in the country. Yeah. Let's start looking at great Asian players, great South American players, great North American players. This world's a big place, man. It's just not Europe. Let's get that data analysis going. There might be gems out there ready to be bought that no one's thought of buying yet or not heard of. Let's face it, who's heard of Alvarez? Yeah? He's a big name now because he went to Man City and he plays for Argentina. But before that, who really heard of him? And then City was like, we've done data on him, scouting on him. We bought him for less than 20 million. And now look at him. He's an absolute diamond. Yeah? Why aren't we doing that? Why are Brighton doing it? But we're not? Have you seen the players Brighton have got lined up if they lose McAllister and that in the summer? Have you seen the players they got lined up already? We should be after the players Brighton have got lined up for the players that leave. Let alone buying the players that Brighton already got. Brighton's scouting is out of this world. And by the way, they play the best football in England. Full stop. Forget about Arsenal. Forget about Man City. Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club play the best football in this country. Fact. I don't care what anyone say. They play like a Spanish side. Brighton play like a top-end Spanish team. They play beautiful football. And guess what with Brighton now? They score goals because they're scouting so good. They found Evan Ferguson. Minotoma. Why aren't we doing this kind of scouting? Why aren't we looking at players like this? I'll tell you why. Because if Liverpool Football Club were linked with someone called Evan Ferguson before Brighton were, before anyone knew how good he was, the whole fan base would lose their absolute nut. And what are we buying a kid called Ferguson for? Who's this geezer? He's a striker? Do me a one. He ain't going to do anything at our football club. What are you chatting about? What is FSG doing now? What is Klopp doing now? Who are these poxy crap players we keep buying? Yeah? That is what the fan base would have said if we went in for someone like him before Brighton. Now they see him at Brighton, everyone's going, shit, he could be the next Alan Shearer. He's like the next Harry Kane. He's like the next Alan Shearer. He's got big teams going after him. That's why I hate this fan base sometimes. But yeah, gang, do the big super chat. Jamie, your transfer window reminds me of 18, where we covered pretty much every position we needed, so not too worried. I'm more concerned about the next 2-3 year windows where we won't strengthen position of power. I agree. I've been saying that for ages. Big up, gang and deep. That's why I'm saying I'm not worried about this summer. With the news that came out that we're not going after Bellingham because we need to cover a lot of areas in our team, I'm not actually concerned. I'm actually like, I know what they're going to do. They go buy a midfielder 1, midfielder 2. They might buy a centre back, and they might buy a forward. Right? I think that's the way they're going to look at it. So I'm not too concerned like Gangan Deep there. My concern is that we'll get these players in. We'll be better next year, and then we might be better the year after. But the year after that, when we need to get buy because we're in a position of power again, that's when they won't. A vicious circle, as Gangan Deep says, and I agree. I totally and utterly agree. And yeah, Gavi's not going anywhere, guys. Gavi's not going anywhere. Gavi's not going anywhere. I think Gavi's almost signed up a new deal with Barcelona as well. Big up Douglas. Yes, the Red Sox and the Pittsburgh Penguins have look at when FSG are doing to them. Yeah, look, FSG are the main problem, Douglas. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But also, with Liverpool and Boston Red Sox have got a lot of similarities, yeah? There was a fallen giant. They've never won the big trophy in so many years. And then FSG came along. And with the Red Sox, I think they won like 3 World Series. And before that, it was like 80-odd years before they won a World Series. And when FSG came along, they won 3 World Series. So it took them from the bottom to the top, but they can't maintain people at the top. Same with Liverpool. Took them from the bottom, took them to the top, but can't maintain it. FSG's biggest problem is they can't maintain a success. And that is FSG's major weakness. They can't contain success. They have no idea how to contain success. When Liverpool won the Premier League and Champions League, we should have built a team that kept us going for the next 5 years. They should have built a team that kept us going for the next 5 years. But they don't know how to maintain a winning side. They know FSG are very, very good at taking a team from a crap pile and bringing them all the way back up. They're very good at that, but they're not very good. They're absolutely terrible at keeping you there. They're absolutely terrible at keeping you there. And that's the main issue. Big up, Scott. It's 7:30 in the morning. Big up, Scott. Big up you being here, mate. Big up, Michael. How you doing, my friend? Big up, Jamie. Question for the chat. Would you take Mane back if he leaves Bayern München this summer? I'm not sure, to be fair. I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't know. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be fair. I'm not sure, to be sure. No, I think the Mane's done. I think we had the best of Sadio Mane, to be fair. We tried to tell everyone. I mean, I tried to tell everyone. I wasn't actually bothered with Mane leaving last season. I really wasn't, because I knew Mane was done. My only problem with it is that I don't think we got enough money for Sadio Mane. That was my only issue. But I wasn't actually worried about Mane going, because I looked at him and thought, for the whole season, I was like, no, Mane's done. We've got the best of Mane. No team, I said it when he left, Bayern Munich won't have the Mane we had a few years back when he was the best left winger in world football. No one's going to have that Mane again. We had the best version of Sadio Mane as a footballer as ever going to be. Everyone else who has Sadio Mane from this day on is just getting a poor imitation of the Sadio Mane we once had. So, Mane's done here. Love the guy, but Luis Diaz is a far better option right now than Mane at left wing. Mane's finished, man. Mane's finished. Great player, but unfortunately his days are, as a top flight footballer, are probably over. He turns rejects into world class. Oh, is that Klopp? Maybe because look, Klopp's a look, I ain't gonna pretend Klopp's a great manager. Of course he is. My problem with the Jurgen Klopp stuff, as I keep saying, is that he's not performed this season. And the reason I say is I get these comments below after every video, yeah, from certain people. And certain people on my Twitter keep going, well, what do you want to do with the players that he's got? Right? That's what I always hear. What do you want Jurgen Klopp to do with the players that he's got at his disposal? Do better. I mean, what do you mean, what do I want him to do? Let's take Aston Villa, for example. Let's take Aston Villa as a massive, massive example, right? Steven Gerrard was manager of Aston Villa at the beginning of the season. Yeah, he was the manager of Aston Villa last season, and he's at the beginning of this season. Yeah, they brought all the players in they wanted. Everyone was going, Liverpool should be going. Why ain't Liverpool going after that Kamara? Why ain't Liverpool going after him? Why ain't Leon Bailey? It's like, really? But you know, that's what people say because they're daft, right? And Gerrard did a terrible job at Aston Villa. Let's not pretend here. A lot of people want Gerrard to take over Jurgen Klopp. Yeah. I hope that never happens, right? I hope it never happens. Steven Gerrard did a terrible job at Aston Villa, yeah? Terrible job at Aston Villa. Emre has come in at Aston Villa. I don't think Aston Villa have got the credit, or Unai Emery has got the credit he deserves this season. He has taken Villa into European competitions. Aston Villa could finish in the top 6 this season. And I wouldn't be shocked by it. And plus, they're playing very good football all of a sudden. Playing very, very good football this season. And it's the same players Stevie had. It's the same players Stevie had. But he's changed things around. He's changed tactics. He's changed formation. He's brought back Tyrone Mings, who Gerrard hated. He's brought back players. He's given players new confidence, new freedoms, new licenses to go and do what they want. And they're getting results out of it. De Zerbi at Brighton. As I said, Brighton play the best football in the English Premier League. Forget Arsenal, forget Man City. Brighton Football Club, pound for pound, with the players they got compared to Arsenal and compared to Man City, pound for pound, Brighton Football Club play the best football in this country without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Graham Potter was playing great football under Brighton Football Club. He got them sustained at a level. Yeah, Graham Potter we was all talking about as the next big manager out of England. Yeah, he could be England manager. He could go to a big club one day and all this sort of stuff. We were talking about Graham Potter. He took Brighton to such a level of exciting football and kept them in the Premier League playing exciting football. Because remember, teams like Brighton were always told, you can't play exciting football and stay in English top league. You have to play a certain way. Like Brighton and teams like that have to play a certain way to stay in the Premier League. You've got to fight long balls. You've got to get in people's faces. You've got to make it hard for the opposition. And Potter was like, no, I'm going to play beautiful football. And beautiful football kept him in the Premier League. Yeah? And then De Zerbi came along and went, I'm going to take that beautiful football Potter played and take it up a notch. Also, in-game management. He changed his formations. A player who played yesterday, I can't remember his name was. It was exceptional yesterday. He put him at right back because of injuries. And he was exceptional. And changed it round. You can change things around with the players you got, guys. We've got to pretend like, oh, Klopp can't do this because of the players he's got. What? He can't do things with the players he's got, like Salah, Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota, Bobby Firmino, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Robbo, Thiago, Stefan Bajcetic, Henderson, Fabinho. You're telling me he can't change nothing round? There's nothing he can do differently. Is that what we're saying? Because if that is what we're saying, we got a big problem. And he did change it around. Big up, Ram. He did change it round against Arsenal. He sort of changed it. He tweaked things and went, right, let's put Trent in this. position where John Stones is playing for Man City right now. That's changed things up and all that. Look at Man City. Man City are going to win this Premier League, yeah? I'm telling everyone right now, Man City are going to win this Premier League. Because what do you know what Pep Guardiola's done? He's gone, stuff having fullbacks anymore. I'm just going to play with 4 centre-backs and be inverted. So my 4 fullbacks, the 2 left and right centre-backs, I'll go and then become inverted and become midfielders. And I'll just leave 2 centre-backs laying back. That's how we're going to win the Premier League. He changed it halfway through the season. He let Cancelo go. He didn't buy anyone to replace him. No one replaced Cancelo at fullback. He bought nobody. He changed it. He went with 4 centre-backs and decided to have the 2 centre-backs of them inverted and make us midfielders. And they're going to storm the rest of this Premier League to the end of the season. They smashed us. They smashed Leicester. They're going to carry on smashing teams. They'll probably smash Arsenal when they play. You know, you've got to change it up, man. You've got to change it up. You know, I think we played the same way for too long under Jurgen. And it's not a diss at Jurgen. I'm just having my thoughts here. I thought we played under Jurgen. I thought we played the same system with the same players for far too long. You know, we didn't change it up enough in the years before. But we just kept it too same all the time. And now it's burnt them out. Yeah, it's burnt them out. But you can change things up. I beg him to go 3 at the back. Are you telling me we can't play 3 at the back? Are you telling me we can't play Joe Gomez, Matip, Konate, Virgil and Joe Gomez, play Trent as a wing-back, play Robbo as a wing-back, play 2 up top, play more in midfield? You know, we could change things up, guys. We could try different things. Nothing's changing. And that's my issue this season. That is my issue this season. You know, we don't change. Look at Crystal Palace have got the same players Patrick Vieira had, yeah? Same players Patrick Vieira had. They have brought back a 107-year-old, right, manager. Yeah? He's 107 years old. And he's come back. He looks like he's dead on the touchlines. It looks like the man, Hodgson looks dead, yeah? They brought back a dead body, right? He's come back and replaced Patrick Vieira as manager, yeah? And he's gone and he's changed it up with exactly the same players. And Palace is on 100% winning streak. At the moment, Palace are on such a winning streak, I wouldn't want to play them. Because he's changed it up. If a 107-year-old dead man can come in as manager and change it up, why cannot my manager? Why can't my manager right now change things up a little bit? When a 107-year-old dead man, I've got a geezer at Palace right now who hasn't got a pulse. He's changed up a whole football team. Man's got no pulse. And he's done what? You know what he's done? He's gone, you know, at Elise and Eze, he's looked at it. Hodgson, to his credit's gone, at Elise and Eze, yeah? Why don't they play with each other more? And he's gone, right, you two, on the pitch, and you got to be close to each other. I don't want Eze over here, and I don't want Elise over there. I want Eze and Elise close to each other. You two are my stars. Go and play. Go and perform. Go and show the world what you can do. That's all Hodgson's done. Go and a bit of confidence, kick up the arse. Change things around a little bit, change formation a little bit, change the way Palace play. You know, gone more direct. Get Elise and Eze close to each other. Let them do their thing. Right? Change it up a bit. And now Palace are like 100% winning streak. I get what you're saying, Douglas. Man City ain't got the... Talk to a lot of Man City fans. They haven't got the squad people think they have. The difference with Man City is they don't get injuries. Man City haven't got that deep of a squad. They haven't got that deep of a squad. They just don't get injured. They get no injuries. If you talk to Man City fans when Liverpool won the league, Man City fans will tell you the reason Liverpool won the league that year and Man City couldn't compete with them is because they had too many injuries. And they couldn't compete because of injuries. You know, talk to Daps and big City fans like that. They will tell you City's squad's not as big as people think it is. It's just because they don't get injuries. You know, Pep keeps them fresh, man. Pep keeps them fresh. Exactly. Look, Walker, Diaz, and Laporte and Stones always get injured. And look, as soon as Diaz, and what's happened, guys? What's happened to City since Diaz came back from injury? What's happened since Stones came back? Since Diaz and Stones are back in this Man City team, what's happening? They're winning every single game. Yeah? Every single game. You imagine if they had a fit Diaz at the beginning of this season that never got injured. I think City would already be top of the league. I think they would already be top of the league. And Pep rotates better as well. Pep rotates better. We don't rotate enough. Go back to when we won the Premier League and Champions League them seasons. Same players played every week. You know, 90-minute games. Never got substituted. Always played. You know, that's what it is. You know, I think everyone thinks City have got like a 25-man squad. City sometimes have like 3 youth players on the bench. You know, go and see City subs benches sometimes. Sometimes they got 3 youth boys on the bench. You know, it's not as massive as you think. They just have excellent footballers. The difference is City have excellent footballers that never get injured and play to the top of their level. Exactly. Do you think in Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, De Bruyne would be rested that much? Like Pep rotates De Bruyne. De Bruyne doesn't always start games. Sometimes he's on the bench. If De Bruyne was at Liverpool right now, do you think De Bruyne would be rested in games, or do you think he plays every week? I'm not having a go here. I'm just saying, if De Bruyne played at Liverpool right now, would he be dropped for some games like Pep does, or would he play every week? De Bruyne would have been done at 28 in our team. Exactly. It's not me having a go. I'm just stating like facts here. There you go. I think we've got our answer there. I think we got our answer. He would have turned him into a DM. I'm usually pessimistic, but I'm optimistic about this transfer window. So am I, Rich. I'm actually a bit optimistic about this window. I'm more optimistic than some people. Because I think there's a lot of change that needs to happen, and I think they're acknowledging that. Right, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about Jude Bellingham for a minute, guys. I want to just go back and talk about Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, yeah. I believe I said on this video, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because you guys are always in the chat. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong here. But about a month or so ago, I believe I said I wouldn't be shocked if Jude Bellingham stays at Borussia Dortmund next season, right? I think I'm one of the only ones, when everyone was talking about Jude Bellingham, I think I was one of the only ones who says Jude Bellingham might stay at Borussia Dortmund next season, right? And by the look of it, that is the case. Jude Bellingham looks like he's going to stay at Borussia Dortmund next season. Now, I've been saying it for a while. Why would Bellingham leave Borussia Dortmund right now? He's 19 years of age. He's having a great season. He's their vice captain. You know, he's having a great time over there. He's only 19. He's got his whole career to move yet. I wouldn't be shocked if Jude Bellingham stays at Borussia Dortmund next season. I'll tell you what. If Jude Bellingham stays at Borussia Dortmund next season and no one buys him, then it's a bit mad, ain't it? It's going to be a bit mad that if Jude Bellingham stays next season at Borussia Dortmund, it would be a bit of a madness. So this is by, I think it's John Northcroft, Jonathan Northcroft, who works for the Sunday Times. He's quite a journalist with a lot of knowledge here, guys. It is understood that Jude Bellingham would rather stay at Borussia Dortmund until 2024 rather than be pushed to a move to a club this summer that is not absolutely right for him. That is the word coming out. Now, saying it for a while, Jude Bellingham wants to play for Liverpool, and this might be Liverpool's way. This might be Liverpool's way of sorting that out. I don't know. I'm just bringing you the comments here. Right, another one by Jonathan Northcroft here. Another part of what he wrote in the Daily Telegraph, in the Times. Sorry. So Jude Bellingham was on top of Liverpool's midfield wish list for around 18 months, with the understanding earlier in the season being that Dortmund would sell him at the end of the season for around 80 million plus add-ons. So what I'm gathering this is, so apparently, if you remember last week, or the other day, sorry, Liverpool apparently bid 84 million for Jude Bellingham, yeah? An 84 million pound bidding that was turned down, and then told that he's going to be about 140 million. And that is why Liverpool took their attentions away. I think Liverpool got promised something by Dortmund, and then promises never came through. And that's just the way it is, guys. That's just the way it is. But I'm not too sure on that one personally. Apparently, there's a 5-man shortlist revealed for players Liverpool are apparently looking for. I don't believe them. It's going to be an interesting summer window, though, guys. It's going to be an What do we think on the Ryan Gravenberch stuff? What do we think on the Ryan Gravenberch stuff, guys? Let me know in the chat right now. So apparently, Jonathan Northcroft again talking about Ryan Gravenberch, saying Liverpool have been talking to him now for the last few days since the Bellingham stuff went sour. They've turned their attention to Ryan Gravenberch and could be available for £25 million this summer. What are we saying about Gravenberch? Gravenberch is athletic, he's quick, he gets around the pitch, he's a great athlete, he's good on the ball, he's press resistant. Everything Gini Wijnaldum was in a way. We haven't had a Wijnaldum replacement like that for a while. What are we saying about Ryan Gravenberch? What are we saying about Ryan Gravenberch? If we can get him for 25 million, man, that's a good bit of business, in my opinion. Got to remember as well, he's a midfielder, Max. You got to remember as well, like, Klopp said it himself already in that press conference, in the Embargo press conference that we just listened to, that the midfielders we're going to get in will help this football team next season. That he's very sure of, but the fan base might not like them all. Basically, what he said. So, yeah, Gravenberch is a player, man. You got to forget what he's doing with Bayern Munich this year, right? He's just not playing for Bayern Munich. That's just the way it is. I never really go on, he's not playing for Bayern Munich, so how good can he be? I never really go on that. Because people say that all the time, like, why are we buying players from teams that don't rate their own player? Well, if that was the case, no player would ever leave, would they, in the transfer market? Right? No one would ever buy anyone, would they? Sometimes a player just don't suit the league, don't suit the team he's at, don't suit the atmosphere, don't suit the style of play they want to play with, so they go after other players that suit their style of play more. It's all these sort of factors come into things all the time. And, Gravenberch might just suit Liverpool down to a T. And it might just suit Liverpool down to a T. He's 20 years old. He's at that age range where, Liverpool could start using him more. I mean, Musiala, I don't know how good Musiala is. People see a few clips of him online. They see a few things he does and, like, automatically think he's amazing. We don't see the games that he's crapping, guys. You got to remember that. We never see the games he's absolutely crapping. That's a problem. Like, Musiala could be absolutely shocking for, like, 50% of the season. None of us will know because none of us watch him. That's a problem. I think that's the problem we're at with football nowadays, because social media is so big, right? And everyone gets clips up of players, and people will see a clip of a Musiala on Twitter, in a timeline, and there's multiple clips. Everyone, like, why aren't we buying this baller? Or they're seeing him in 1 or 2 games in Europe, and like, why aren't we buying him? And then they don't watch the rest of the season. He could be dog wash. He could be like literally having a terrible year, but the games you see is actually quite good in. I wish we went back to days of football where there was no social media and we didn't know what we were buying. No, I wonder what social media would have made of it. I wonder what social media would have made of it if Twitter was about in 1988. I wonder what Twitter would have done, Liverpool fans on Twitter would have done in 1988. So when Ian Rush left Liverpool, I think it was in 88. Or, yeah, was it 1988? I think it was. Yeah, he left Liverpool in 1988 to go to Juventus, yeah? So Ian Rush left Liverpool went to Juventus, yeah? And I remember my dad saying, oh, who they going to get to replace Ian Rush, yeah? Do you know who they placed Ian Rush with? John Aldridge. So John Aldridge replaced Ian Rush at Liverpool, right? Ian Rush, our top striker, our best forward, had left Liverpool and gone to Juventus, yeah? We replaced him with John Aldridge. Do you know where John Aldridge was playing? Oxford United. Could you imagine if Twitter was about in 1988? Jesus Christ, the meltdown that week. 87 was it, Stephen? Big up. Could you imagine the meltdown? Yeah, 87 because he went for 18 months to Juventus when it came back in 89, didn't he? Could you imagine the meltdown from Liverpool fans if that was the case? That, oh, we let our top striker go. We're buying a geezer from Oxford. And then he went on and scored 100 goals to Liverpool. You know what I mean? It's just... this is why I don't always... That's why I don't always... but I don't always worry about the transfer market like a lot of fans do. I get new age fans. I get it if you're like 20, 21, 22. You live in a generation that's completely different, right? So it's like, I totally understand it. You live in a totally different world. You're brought up with the internet. You live in that generation where everything's online and everything's in front of you. Some of us weren't, you know. I weren't brought up with internet, you know. And I'm not as concerned as a lot of people. It don't keep me up at night. I don't get pissed off by the transfer window like a lot of people do. As I said, I was alive when Liverpool sold their best attacker, Ian Rush, to Juventus, and then went and replaced him with a geezer from Oxford United. And that geezer from Oxford United, in John Aldridge, went on and scored 100 goals for Liverpool Football Club, and then they bought Ian Rush back. You know, so I don't ever get angry about transfer. I know a lot of people do. If Gravenberch come, yeah, together with Barnes and Beardsley and John Aldridge, that front three was mad. That was bits. That's why I don't get totally mad with the transfer window, guys. So if Ryan Gravenberch comes to Liverpool, I see it as an improvement. I'll be looking at the Liverpool team right now and going, right, Henderson can't run no more. Milner can't run no more. Fabinho can't run no more. Gravenberch can run. He's athletic. He can move. He's press resistant. Yeah, I like Gravenberch. He's an improvement on our midfield straight away. So I'm not going to get angry with it. It's just not in my... I don't get it. There's no talk. You know, I'll be fine with it. And under Jurgen Klopp, he might improve him and he might become a beast of a midfielder. We might have... Like, we keep complaining as a fan base that we don't go after these young gems, yeah? We don't go... I said it before, Evan Ferguson, yeah? Ferguson's at Brighton now. If Liverpool went and bought Ferguson instead of Brighton, this Liverpool fan base would have moaned. Why are we buying this like young striker that nobody knows? And everyone wants him because they called him the next Alan Shearer or Harry Kane. It's just, you can't win. You can't win, guys. It's like we're after this geezer from, is it Bristol City or Bristol Rovers? Yeah, he might be tremendous, guys. We don't know. Can you imagine if we got Jude Bellingham from Birmingham, by the way, before everyone knew who he was? Because people would pretend, I've always known who Jude Bellingham was at Birmingham. I always knew he was a player. Nobody did. Let's all stop pretending right now, yeah? Right? I remember when news broke that Jude Bellingham was going to Borussia Dortmund, and people took the mick, yeah? And go, what the hell? Why? This 16, 17-year-old kid, what's he going to Borussia Dortmund for? What they see that no one else does? If Liverpool went and bought Jude Bellingham from Birmingham 2 years ago, this Liverpool fan base would have melted. Why are we buying a player from Birmingham? What is going on? Why are we putting all our eggs in this basket? What is going on? They would have gone mad. But now they see how good he is. They're like, oh shit, we need Jude Bellingham. It's just you can't win with the fan base. Everyone's always going to have upsets, no matter who we buy in the transfer window, guys. We could have a tremendous transfer window, and people will still be upset and angry about it. You know, no matter what happens. 1-0 Arsenal. Big up the Arsenal. You know, people will still be upset and angry about it, no matter who we buy. Yes, we're Liverpool Football Club. Yes, we should be doing this and that, but we're not. And as I said, when we won the Premier League and Champions League, we had a midfield of Ronaldo, Henderson, and Fabinho. And it worked. And people didn't like playing us. We ripped teams apart. All the best teams in the land come to us. They couldn't beat us with that midfield. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, the deputies. Milner, the deputy. Adam Lallana, the deputy. Yeah? It conquered Europe. It conquered England at the time. So I look at that and think, all right, if we can go back to something like that, maybe we can conquer again. I don't know. No one knows because it's all ifs and buts. But that's all I'm going to talk about now, man. Big up all the chat, though. Big up Jasmine in the chat. Jay, I just watched it from the beginning. Jürgen is sounding like it. We, as the fans, are ungrateful. We've been gaslighted for years. I'm effing raging over the conference. He's in bed with them, get them all out. Big up Jasmine. I mean, why Klopp settling for 6th place finish? That's ridiculous. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm sick of moaning and arguing about it now because no matter where I stand on it, everyone comes from me. I've titled this video FSG out, Klopp in. Right? I've had my discussions about it. I've said where Jurgen's gone wrong this season. I've said the main problem at his football club is FSG. I can't do no more, guys. I literally can't do no more. I can't do no more. If you still hate me, then unsubscribe. I can't help you. You know, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and pat Jurgen on the back and pretend he's something he isn't. And like pretend everything he does is tremendous and no one else could come to this football club and no one else could do this, no one else could do that. I'm not in for it for that. I'm in for the badge, guys. This here, that here is all I care about. The badge, the football club. My agenda is only with this football club. I don't care who owns it. I don't care who man. As long as I'm happy, this football club is all I care about. That's my main agenda. So that's why I criticise Klopp at times. That's why I criticise the owners. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters to me is the badge and this football club. And that's how I'm going to end it, guys. That's how I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for joining me today. I do appreciate it. Oh, you sent another super chat, Gang of Deep. Let me find it, man. I must have, when I was chatting, I didn't see it. Let me have a look, man. Before I go, let me have a look for Gang of Deep super chat. Oh, I'm going all the way back. Sorry, Gang of Deep. Let me go back and have a look for it, man. I hate missing people's super chats because you're sending money to me and I hate not seeing them. Right, where was it? Might be when I was ranting and raving. I weren't looking at the chat. Let me just have a look at it for a moment. I'm scrolling through the chats. There's a lot of chat here. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. Do you know when you sent it, Gang and Deep? Big up Daz O'Connor in the house as well. Oh, Gang and Deep, I can't see it, my man. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate not finding people's super chats. It does my... Oh, man. What do you know what they need on StreamYards is the... Oh, big up. Got it, Gang. I got it. There you go. What constitutes a good season? For me, we need to be in the title race minimum and win a couple of trophies for Klopp to stay. He sacrificed the whole season. Yeah, I mean, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Next season, I think that is what we do need to do. That is what we do need to do. We need to be in a title race next season. Can we do that with one transfer window? I'm not sure. Should we have been this bad this season? No. So there is a I'm just hoping what Klopp's hoping, that this is just a blip. I'm hoping what Klopp's hoping, that this season is just an awful season and it's just a blip. And next season, this team is going to come back. Because I think that's what Klopp thinks. I think Klopp does feel like this season, it's just been shit. It's just been bad. He can't put his finger on why. And he thinks it might just be a blip. And I'm hoping that is the case like Klopp is. And then with the new players that come in, it changes round. We come the team we know again next season. But big up gang there. I found it in the end, my man. I found it in the end. Yeah. Do you know what StreamYards needs? I need an alert when a super chat comes in, because if I've not got my eyes on the live chat, I miss everything. So yeah, I need an alert. I need to put alerts on. I'll put alerts on. But big up to everyone and thank you very much. I really appreciate you all coming in and listening to me moan. But that's it, guys. I've had my say. My agenda is not against Klopp. My agenda is not against FSG. My agenda is to the badge and the football club. That's all I care about, guys. And that's why I criticise the owner and the manager at times, because I don't think they're doing enough for my football club. It's as simple as that. FSG out. I'm going to leave it as that. FSG out. Klopp in. That's how I'm leaving it. Goodbye for now. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow for the Leeds game. Watch along, guys. Make sure you tune in here. Leeds Liverpool tomorrow night. Watch along. Starting at 7 p.m. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.